me tell you a little something about empathy. Let me tell you something about empathy. You know, when I was selling this stuff, I got to hear a lot of metaphysical stuff, a lot of metaphysical stuff, and something that a lot of people, came up to me is they said they have the power of infamy. They told me I can feel what other people are feeling, and I believe them. I absolutely believe them. It's something that we all have. All right, it's intrinsic. If it's not a special power, it's a power survival. So necessary for our own survival, my friends. Okay, by being able to share your thoughts and emotions with others, you can kind of be on the same page. So if there's danger, if there's good vibes, I mean, the most readily available example of this is going to the theater. Going to the theater and sharing that total immersion, all right? Because it's more, even if you had that massive screen at your home and that fantastic sound system, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. The people are bringing something extra to the table. Now, there is such a thing as the power of rhetoric, okay? Rhetoric is being able to look at people, know what they want to hear, and then tell them what they want to hear, or at least tell them what you want to tell them, but in a way they want to hear it, all right? I was recruiting for this club that I'm in, and the thing about it is it's all virtual. You know, what you're seeing right now is just exactly what was there for recruiting these new members to this club. And the other club members just want to spout things off. They just want to talk. They just want to talk about the club like it's a grocery list. We do this. We do that. We do this. We do that. We do this. But a person doesn't enter any organization because of a grocery list. I mean, why? Why? You only need one reason. You only need one reason to do something, and that is human connection, okay? Human connection's huge. And so instead, I asked a person some things about themselves. And with those, I had follow-up questions. So intrinsically, we made that human connection. And guess what? It paid off. It paid off. That new member, that new initiate joined the club. And so, you know, that was a 50-50 hit rate in terms of recruitment. You can get a 50-50 hit rate. You're ahead of the power curve, my friend, because I've been recruiting for different organizations for quite a while. And I'll absolutely tell you that you got to go through probably about, 20 people to just get one, to even try it out, okay? You got to be willing to take that hit. But if you want to increase your hit rate, you've got to connect with them. You've got to get them to say something about themselves, all right? So before you're telling them why they should join, you need to figure out why they should join, because it's not a blanket statement, okay? Few people will just be able to follow something unless it's mainstream. When something hits the mainstream, plenty of people will do it. They'll look at the grocery list. Now, this story, I don't often like doing this because it's he said, she said, but this story is from a secondhand account. Or it could even be a third account. Yeah, third-hand account. Anyways, there was a teacher, and he was in a bad area. He was teaching in a rough area, at least rough according to what I would consider rough. And this kid came up to him and was like, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so, I've got these problems." And so the kid told the teacher these problems, okay? The teacher told the kid these problems. The kid told the teacher these problems, and the teacher was like, I don't really know anything about this, but I can direct you to someone who has a background like that. And the kid said, no, I just want to talk to you. I just want to tell you what's on my mind. And so the teacher didn't even have to have some crazy advice that wouldn't have been needed anyways. He just had to be there to listen, okay? And that's powerful, right? The difference between sympathy and empathy is in empathy, you're actually listening. In sympathy, you're making some sort of judgment call about this person, and you know you feel sorry for them, and You know, my dad told me something, and I'll never forget. He said, I don't care what you do with your life, but never feel sorry for me. Never feel sorry for me. Don't pity people. When you pity people, you dehumanize them. You make them less than what you are. But if you have empathy, you're on the same level. Even if you're not sharing their exact same struggle, you're there for them. And that's really all you can do. That's really all you can be. It's hard to fix people's problems. It's hard for me to fix my problems. I've got so many of them. I'm just a walking mass of problems with a handful of solutions that sometimes work out. The thing about our own problems is, that same guy that told me the story about empathy, he told me fish don't know that they're swimming in water. And so you will have the power to see people's problems in a way that they'll never be able to see. That's why I record myself, so I can see at least physically what I am and who I am. But just because you can see their problems doesn't mean you need to try to fix their problems. Okay, it has to come from them. It absolutely has to come from them. There was this lady. She's my friend's aunt. I like saying aunt like that. It makes me feel bougie. My friend's aunt. And I mean, I fucked up in high school. I was a shithead. I got suspended once. I was fooling around. But she came to me and she's like, look, Paul, I know that you fooled around in high school. My son is fooling around now, and it's bad. And he's doing shit that I didn't do. He's popping pills and selling pills. And the thing is, he'd go to rehab. I think he did this 2 or 3 times. He went to rehab, and as soon as he got out, he'd go relapse. It was just a game. It just became a game. The parents locked him down, and he ran away. Now, how do you even give someone advice if they're looking for advice, okay? Like, if someone comes to you asking for help, make it simple, make it abstract, make it something that they can kind of, feed them breadcrumbs. Don't tell them exactly what to do. And she told me that he likes to wrestle. She told me that's what he does. He's a wrestler. And she says she goes to his practices and she loves it. And I said, okay, you can't take wrestling away. Support the wrestling, all right? And that's giving her the chance to empathize with him, because at least she doesn't have to be the scolding mom all the time. At least she can be the supporting mom, and they can have that shared bond. And I've got these groups, I've got these people that I want to join, and I've realized when I push them, they don't like it. They do not like it at all. It has to come from the heart, okay? So the only thing you can do is make yourself seem like a very approachable individual. Make it seem like they have some incentive to actually be around you, and then be that guiding beacon. That's really all you can do. Empathy is a powerful tool, and I mean, the animals absolutely have it. We almost call it a sixth sense. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? And so when you're running these Zoom meets and all this stuff online, when you're running it, take a look at what's going on. All right, it's tough when you're on camera. All right, when you're on camera, everything looks different. Everything looks different. But take a breather and try to figure out, the flow and the rhythm of things, because you can't force it. You cannot force that flow or rhythm. You can go with it. Once you discover it, you can go with it. So when it's time to end the meeting, there shouldn't be any obligation to just sit there indefinitely and keep it going. You'll find that people will be checking out, okay? Typically 15 minutes after anything, people will check out. But then there's like the triple checkout when they really don't want to be there. So if you can preempt that, if you can end the meeting before it gets there, you're gonna make a wonderful meeting for everyone there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.